Dear students, welcome to this session. In this session, we will solve some more problem from the previous question paper based on the PERT. Here, we'll take one problem from the December 2016, January 2017 question paper. The problem goes something like this. An organization has a large number of activities, but it is interested in controlling a part of these activities to 7 in numbers. The following data is available for these activities. Here the activity and precedence relationship is given and three time elements, optimistic, most likely and pessimistic time elements are given in terms of days. And it is asked to draw a PERT network for the activities, identify the critical path and its duration, and also asked what is the probability of completion of this project in 47 days. So this was asked for 12 marks. Okay, and let us solve this problem. The first we need to calculate the expected time duration for each activity by using the equation TO plus 4TM plus TP divided by 6. Then a standard deviation for each activity and variance. So here for the activity A, 4, 6, 8. 6 into 4, 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. 28 plus 8 is 36. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Similarly, the activity B, it is 10 into 4, 40 plus 6, 46, 46 plus 14, 60, 60 divided by 6 will make it 10. Like that, the expected time duration for each activity has been calculated by using this equation. Similarly, the standard deviation for each activity is calculated by using the equation TP minus TO divided by 6. And the variance, the corresponding variance, that is the square of standard deviation is the variance that has been calculated. Then afterwards, we'll go for drawing the network diagram based on the given precedence relationship. For activity A, there is no precedence relationship. It means it is the first activity. So the A and the expected time is 6. Here, the days, that is the duration written below this arrow mark indicates the expected time. Already we know that. Next one is activity B, which has the A as a presiding activity. That is activity B. Then activity C is also having A as a precedence relationship. Then activity D has got B as a presiding activity. Then activity E, C is the preceding activity, and for F it is A. Then the last activity G is having D, E, and F. Just see here, I have clubbed the end event of G, D, F, and E so that G can be commenced. That is G. This is the network diagram for the given precedence relationship. Then afterwards, as usual, we have to calculate the earliest start time and latest finish time. Before that, let us give the numbers for the node. So here, these are the node number given as per Fulkerson's rule. The next thing is to find out the earliest start and latest finish time for all the events. Let us expand it so that you can conveniently write the earliest start and latest finish. For first event, earliest start is taken as a 00. Then the activity 1 to 2 starts on 0th period. So that is why earliest start time for activity 1 to 2 is taken as a 00. Then for 2 to 4 for B, and 2 to 3 and 2 to 5. All these three activities are concurrent activities which will have the second event as a start event, and earliest start time for that is 06. Then for 2 to 3, that is activity C, the earliest start time for activity 3 to 5 is 6. That is 6 plus 15 will make it 21. So the 21 is the earliest start time for activity E or 3 to 5. And For activity 2 to 4, the earliest start time is 6. So this earliest start time 6 is the earliest start time for 3 activities, that is 2 to 3, 2 to 5 and 2 to 4. Then for activity D, the earliest start time is 6 plus 10, 16. So that is 16 is the earliest start time for activity D or 4 to 5. Then last activity 5 to 6. So here there are 3 incoming activities are there. Suppose if you consider the activity E, then the earliest start time for 5 to 6 is 21 plus 14, that is 35. For this it is 6 plus 5, 11. And for this it is 16 plus 9, it is 25. That is 21 plus 14, 35 is the highest. So let us take 35 as the earliest start time for 5 to 6. Then for last event 6, the latest earliest start or the latest finish will be same. For this 35 plus 10 will make 45. So the 45 is the earliest start as well as the latest finish for the last activity 5 to 6. Then after considering 45 as the latest finish for 5 to 6, and this is the project duration, next thing is you need to calculate the latest finish time for all the end events of each activity by moving in the backward direction or backward propagation. For event 5, end event 5, which is the end event for 3 to 5, 2 to 5 and 4 to 5, the latest finish time is 35, that is 45 minus 10 is 35. And for this event 4, this is 35 minus 9, which makes it 26. 26 is the latest finish time for activity B or activity 2 to 4. Then for activity 2 to 3 or the end event 3 will have the latest finish, that is 35 minus 14, which is equal to 21. The 21 is the latest finish time for activity C or 2 to 3. Then when it comes to activity 1 to 2, the latest finish time can be calculated by considering 3 outgoing activities. That is, suppose if we consider this activity 2 to 3, the 21 minus 15 will make 6. 21 minus 15 will make 6. Whereas for this, so actually it is to be made 6. For activity, suppose the activity C is considered, then the latest finish time for activity A will be 21 minus 15, that is 6. And if you consider 2 to 5, then it will be 35 minus 5, that will make it 30. And for suppose if you consider 4 to 2 to 4, then it is 26 minus 10, 16. Among this, the least is the 6. 6 is to be considered here. Latest finish time for activity 1 to 2 or A is 6, and finally 6 minus 6 will make it 0. So like that we have calculated earliest start and latest finish time for all the activities. Then let us tabulate these earliest start and latest finish so that we can calculate earliest finish and latest start time. Here it is tabulated. The activity A, the expected time already we have calculated from the previous table. So that has been posted under the column expected time. Then the earliest start time for A, B, C, D, E, F, G has been tabulated here. And latest finish time is also taken from the network diagram. Then latest start and earliest finish time have been calculated based on this relationship. Latest start time is equal to latest finish minus expected time. So that is 6 minus 6 will make 0, 0. And for activity B, it is 26 minus 10, that is 16. For activity C, it is 21 minus 15 will make 6. Like that, we have calculated for the remaining activities. Then earliest finish time is equal to earliest start time and duration. That is the for activity A, earliest start time is 00 and the duration is expected time duration is 6. 0 plus 6 will make 6. And for activity B, it is 10 plus 6 equal to 16. For C, 15 plus 6 equal to 21. Like that, you have calculated the earliest finish time for all the activities. Then finally, we found the total float, which is the difference between latest start and earliest start, or latest finish and earliest finish. Here, as we know that the both, that is the difference between latest start and earliest start, or latest finish and earliest finish, must be same. So here for the activity A, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0, 6 minus 6 is 0, 0. 16 minus 6 is 10, 26 minus 16 is also 10. 6 minus 6 is 0, 0, 21 minus 21 is 0, 0. And here for the activity D, 26 minus 16 will make 10, 35 minus 25 also 10. Then for E, it is 21 minus 21 is equal to 0, 0. 35 minus 35 is 0, 0. For F, 30 minus 6 is equal to 24. And similarly, 35 minus 11 is also 24. And last activity G, 35 minus 35 is 0, 0. And 45 minus 45 is 0, 0. Like that, you have calculated the total float for all the activities. And based on the total float, we will identify the critical and non-critical activities in the given project. The activities which are having the 0, 0 float are called as the critical activity. In this case, the activity A is having 0, 0, so it is remarked as a C, that is a critical activity. And B is having a 10 as a total float, which means the activity B is not a critical activity. Hence, it is denoted as NC, that is non-critical. Like that, for C, for E, and for G, the total float is 0, 0, so they are identified as a critical activities. And these are A, C, E, G are critical activities based on their total float. And let us mark on the network diagram the critical activities. First one is A, activity A, then activity C, then activity E, and activity G. This A, C, E, G, which is the unbroken chain of these critical activities, indicate the critical path. Hence, the critical path A, C, E, G, and the project duration is 45 days. According to the requirement of this problem, we have drawn the network diagram and found the critical path and project duration. Next is, what is the probability of completing the given project in 47 days? Let us calculate what is the probability of completion of this project in 47 days. From the calculation, we found that the expected duration of the project, that is T suffix Cp, is equal to 45 days. But the contractual obligation time T is equal to 47 days here. First, we need to calculate the standard deviation, which we know that the standard deviation of the project is the sum of the under the square root of sum of the variances of critical activities. The critical activities A, C, E, G. Here, for the standard deviation of the project, under square root of the variance of activity A is 4 by 9, 4 by 9, and for C it is 49 by 9, and for E it is 16 by 9, and G is 4 by 9. Okay, so under the square root of 4 by 9 plus 49 by 9 plus 16 divided by 9 plus 4 by 9 will give 2.85 as a standard deviation. This is the standard deviation of the project. Once again, I repeat, the standard, why we are taken the standard deviation of the critical activity as the standard deviation of the project means the critical path or the critical activity will decide the duration of the entire project. That is why we have to consider the standard deviation of the critical activities. Then the standard normal D weight Z is equal to T minus TCP divided by sigma, which is 47 minus 45 divided by 2.85, which becomes 0.70. And from the normal distribution table, So here the normal distribution table for the value of Z 0.7, the probability is P is equal to 0.7580, which has to be taken here. That is for Z is equal to 0.70, P is equal to 0.7580 or 75.8%. Hence, the probability of completing the project on 47 days, the probability of completing of the project on 47 days here it is we make 47. So it is 47. The probability of completion of the project on 47th day is 75.80 and or 0.7580. Please go through once again this problem and try to solve some more problems on your own from the previous question paper. Today we'll stop the session here itself, and in the next session we'll continue with another bit in this PERT and CPM chapter, that is crashing of the network or economic analysis of the network. Thank you.